Similarly, in the business world, failure is really underestimated. People say, "Oh my God, we flunked this and my business didn't take off." And हमने क्या सोचा था, क्या हो गया? Or relationship didn't work. I got married. I had a divorce or something. And I planned this, I planned that, but because of God's grace or some miracle in your life, the business fell apart, or maybe your relationship didn't work and stuff didn't work because you were going to suffer in that. But the point is this, that what did the failure teach you? So I was coming back to this. So they're talking about failure. If I were to be a successful entrepreneur, will I just think about the monies I've earned, or will I just think about the sales I've had, or will I think about the quality it has added to my life, and the quality change is brought in my life and stuff? Has it changed my outlook for the better? Have I grown as a person? Am I expansive as a person? Am I thinking differently as to what I was thinking? Age has got nothing to do with it. It is more to do with education. It's got more to do with exposure. It's more to do with personality development and mental development and stuff. And this is what the author says: a successful business person or an entrepreneur or a personality is one who has lots of failures. They repeatedly, they fail repeatedly, but they're successful not because of the comparison with other people, because other people are doing better or worse or whatever, but because they've kind of come out of it and they've really dusted themselves off, and they've kind of got going with the same demonstration and with the same joy and happiness and stuff. And their careers may have not accelerated or gone the way they planned. They've not got the jobs that they wanted, but they've suddenly done something or the other which is a little different, and which is standing up out and outstanding in the minds of other people, because the comparisons are being done only by certain people, either in their immediate family or in their circles, or by their seniors or by their elders and stuff. So it's very important to get a reality check. That's why you have these mentors, you have you have guides and stuff who kind of tell you at every pass that one failure or one fear or one unsuccessful story in your life, or one direction which you wanted for yourself has not happened, doesn't mean your whole journey is gone for a toss. I'm so glad I read this, because they've also said this. If you were to write down about 10 things that you attempted, let's say 20 things you attempted, and out of that you were to write down on your left what is it that failed and what is it that you achieved, and you were going to do this realistically on a blackboard or on your paper, then you will automatically know, and you will realistically know where you stand. So let's say you've kind of you've attempted 10 tasks, and you've not been able to do two. You've done at least 8. So the problem is that, or the concern is that people focus only on those two. वो दो नहीं हुए, those two have not happened, but what has happened instead is not what people focus on. So this is where they teach you in the science of happiness, that even when you're doing your career planning, or even when you're going on the journey of business, you have to reject the negative voices of other people around you. After all, the comparison can't be with just TRPs and likes online and offline, because we don't know the kind of journeys people live. And in the world of startups, in the world of all these cross-cultural programs that are shown to us on TV, we don't even know how real is it, how much of it is scripted and stuff. So there's no benchmark for success. What is success? Yeah, certificates, awards. Is it earning so much of money, having so much of properties, having a big bank balance? What is the definition? So for every person, the definition is different. So what is really important is that how successfully have you bounced out, and how have you kind of replanted yourself, and how you kind of charted the course of the journey, because everybody has challenges, everybody has issues, everybody has personal concerns and stuff. So how strongly have you come out of it without being a loser, without losing your own respect, before other people, and yourself is more important than any of the successful stories of this world. And the author is also a psychologist, so he says that maybe something which you prayed for also didn't happen, and probably didn't happen because if you're not failed, you would have not learned the lesson. Probably your life took a different career, or you found a different partner. So when you do this exercise, which I'm suggesting, then you will be able to overcome the adversity and understand that all the things that did not work for you are actually a blessing for you, and it'll give you a long-term perspective, which is often lacking in certain people. They think that the world is fallen apart when their bills are not being paid, or they're not able to do the stuff they'd set out to, or they've had a health concern and stuff. But if you were to look out for the blessing in that, and if you were to identify the positive of that, then you will know that you've actually been successful, at least in overcoming that hurdle. So think about it. This is a little complex. It's a little more super intelligent kind of a thought share that I've done here. I found this really very interesting, and my takeaway from yesterday's meeting and meeting all these entrepreneurs and other people and leaders from all across the world is that there is no benchmark for success. Success की कोई benchmark नहीं है. It is at least advisable to not compare yourself with people you've not even met, people you don't even know, people you see on Instagram or social media or TV and stuff, because behind the scene we don't even know what they're going through and what they're living and all that. And what's advisable is to do your own tests and stuff, and stop seeking validation from people, because some people are unhappy, some people are never happy, some people are never satisfied, some people are just born critical and stuff. So if you're going to prove yourself and you're going to kind of doing stuff just to make them happy and stuff, that's the biggest rejection that you're going to suffer. So make your own goals, have your own targets, have your own aspirations, plan yourself, write down, because this is what they teach you even in business management, in global and all the schools all across the world. Write down what you want to achieve with time and date and stuff, and that is how your efficiency will grow. So TRPs and stuff is out, and what's really important is, if you planned to do certain things, do it, but be flexible around it, because you never know, there could be a health concern, there could be a calamity happening, or there could be something or the other which goes wrong. So stay open and tell yourself and believe that, that even if it's not worked out, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, okay? And if it's not happened, there has to be a saving grace in this, and it's not like you're self-sabotaging yourself by saying, "Arey yaar, it didn't happen, to koi baat nahi." It's all right, but the point is, this is accepting the fact that if it's not happened, it's not happened, and something better will happen. So that's another way of looking at it, because you never know what blessing you've had, if some of your plans have not taken off, or if some of your ideas have not taken off and stuff. I know for sure. I mean, I shortlisted a space before Corona for a showroom, and I'm so glad I didn't shift, because I had shortlisted a space of 3,000 square feet towards Gurgaon, and 6 months later there was Corona happened and stuff. And now when I look back at the blessing, I realize that, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't move into it, because if I moved into that place, I would have ended up paying the rent through my own nose and stuff, and I would have had, I would have gone for a toss. So if you can see the blessing in little things that didn't happen, it doesn't mean that you have to think negatively or think critically at all times. You have to also focus on what better have you done and what alternate plans you can have. So plan A, plan B, plan C, because you never know which strategy works when. Because when you're used to only doing one thing, then at times you're not able to do other things. And if you're smart enough to have backup plans, and you know that if plan A is not working, you can get back to plan B and plan C. So I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm on jashinkapani.im@gmail.com. Alternate email address is jkapani.com, and jkapani@gmail.com. So you can get in touch with me, and I'll be more than happy to connect and stuff. And thanks for your messages. Thanks for sending me personal messages and thumbs up and likes. And I'm so honored and humbled to get messages of appreciation from you and stuff, and hoping to catch you this week or in the coming week. And take care of yourself, because the weather is changing, so I see some people getting a little cough and cold and stuff. So bounce back and enjoy your resting time. This is a book I'm reading. This is called The Signs of Happiness. This is really recommended, because it kind of grounds you, and it kind of gives you this development, psychology and well-being insights and stuff, which can actually rewire and change your thinking. And it's not just rocket science. Even in Buddhism they say this, and it's obvious that you change your thinking and things can change for you. So you take care of yourself, and love and luck, and thanks so much for writing in and your likes once again. Bye bye.